Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in to another Bundesliga predictions video. It's time for match week number 7 of the 21-22 Bundesliga season. Let's have a quick look on how everyone did in match week 6. I got 5 out of 9. I was very happy with that. Quite a tricky week actually to predict. There were a few shock results in there. Obviously Borussia Monchengladbach beating Borussia Dortmund. I don't think anyone expected that one, so it's always nice to see Monchengladbach win, which is the main thing. So let's have a look on how everyone has done. The Hattie here got 3. The Hat got 3, so very well done to the Hat. So of all the players that commented this week, so we have the Hat on 3. So everyone has beaten the Hat again for the second week in a row, so very well done to everybody. So the scores are as follows. So the highest score was 6 this week. The highest score was 6. So we have Shane O'Donnell on 4, and then comes myself, Devil's Rising, which is obviously Reece Russell. He got 5. Galaxy 5. Sportcat 5. JB 5. The Asian Sensational FC 5. And then come the 6s. Lanzo, very well done Lanzo. Sean Brennan 6. And James Dunlop on 6. So it's going to be another interesting week ahead as well. So, first off, on Friday evening, we have FC Köln against Greuther Fürth. 2 wins to FC Köln and 3 draws between the sides. Last meeting was a 4-0 win to FC Köln. I mean, FC Köln getting a good draw away at Frankfurt. They did have the better of the play, you'd have to say. There wasn't much between the two, but if you were looking for potentially a winner, I think probably FC Köln were going to get that win. Greuther Fürth, they did lose 3-1 to Bayern Munich, but nice to see them get a goal against Bayern Munich. And Cedric Itten, the guy on loan from Rangers, getting a very good header in there. But you do have to worry about Greuther Fürth. They are... It's been a tough start. It has been a very tough start. That is for sure. But FC Köln, they're in good form. They're in very good form. With Anthony Modeste playing, Jonas Hector as well. I just have a feeling that Köln will go and win their home game on Friday. Going to go FC Köln 2. Greuther Fürth 0. I do think that will be a 2-0 win to FC Köln. And now we have Borussia Dortmund against FC Augsburg. 3 wins to Dortmund and 2 wins to Augsburg. Last result was a 3-1 win to Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund 1-0 defeat to Mönchengladbach. Yes, they were down to 10 men as well. Mahmoud Dahoud getting 2 stupid yellow cards, it has to be said. So he got sent off, and then obviously Mönchengladbach got the winner as well. So a bit of a setback for Borussia Dortmund. Marco Rose losing on his return to Mönchengladbach as well. So that's not very good. Adi Hütter getting the victory over Dortmund, so that was very good as well. Augsburg were beaten pretty heavily in the end by Freiburg. It was a 3-0 defeat to Freiburg, and Freiburg are playing very well indeed, so it's going to be a really interesting game. See if Augsburg have beaten Dortmund in the past, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can get another victory. But I don't see them getting anything off Dortmund. It is at the Signal Iduna Park, and Dortmund at home are pretty good, aren't they? So I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Borussia Dortmund. I think Dortmund will definitely bounce back. And now we have Hertha Berlin against Sc Freiburg. 2 wins to Hertha and 3 wins to Freiburg. The last result was a 3-0 win to Hertha Berlin, but Hertha Berlin were on the end of an absolute hammering at the weekend. 6-0 against RB Leipzig. I mean, they definitely I think they lost 5-0 to Bayern Munich the previous week as well. So Yeah, that's two games that they just had to get out of the way, in my opinion. But my goodness me, I did not expect 6-0, especially with RB Leipzig's struggles in front of goal as well. Just something clicked for them in that game, and it was a very, very poor performance from Hertha. And Freiburg, though, a 3-0 win over Augsburg, a very, very good performance, and Freiburg have definitely started the season well. So Hertha struggling, Freiburg in good form. There's only one winner for me in this game, and I'm going to go for a Freiburg win. I think Freiburg will beat Hertha Berlin. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Freiburg. I think Freiburg can go there, and I think it'll be a 1-0 win. Yeah. I'm going to go for a win for Freiburg. And now we have VFB Stuttgart versus Hoffenheim. It is 2 wins to Stuttgart, 2 draws, a moment to Hoffenheim. The last result was a 2-0 win to Stuttgart. Stuttgart getting a 0-0 draw with Bochum. I mean, both sides are misfiring in front of goal, aren't they? So, unfortunately, it's not been the best for them, you'd have to say. But, I think Stuttgart probably had the better of the play in that game. To be fair, Bochum did have the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for, offside, unfortunately. But you have to say, Stuttgart are definitely struggling. They are definitely struggling. They haven't had a good start to the season. Hoffenheim managed to win 2-1 against Wolfsburg as well. So a very, very good result for Hoffenheim. You'd have to say as well. This is a really tough one to call because, Stuttgart are struggling. Hoffenheim are in very, very good form. But I'm going to just give the win to Hoffenheim here. I think Hoffenheim will win by 2-1. I'm going to give them a 2-1 win over Stuttgart. And now we have Wolfsburg against Borussia Monchengladbach. Wolfsburg looking to bounce back after a defeat to Hoffenheim. Borussia Monchengladbach coming off a 1-0 win over Borussia Dortmund. 2 wins to Wolfsburg, 2 draws at a moment to Monchengladbach. The last result was a 0-0 draw between the sides. I mean, Wolfsburg, disappointing result, I have to say. I mean, I expected them to go to Hoffenheim and win, but how wrong we all were, has to be said. It was a disappointing performance from Wolfsburg as well. Mönchengladbach are off the mark again. Another good win, 1-0 against Borussia Dortmund. Very, very good result. And I have to say, Dortmund, they were down to 10 men, but Mönchengladbach played very, very well. That front three in particular, Alisson Player, Thuram, and Neuhaus as well, played very, very well in that game. So I was very, very impressed with the way Mönchengladbach did get that win. Wolfsburg, this is a really tough one to call, but I haven't actually put any draws. I'm going to say this one ends in a draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think both sides. Wolfsburg have obviously lost, and Mönchengladbach have won against Dortmund. So I expect this to be a 1-1 draw. Now we have RB Leipzig against VFL Bochum. There have been the last 5 meetings, 5 wins to Leipzig, and the last result was a 4-0 win to Leipzig. I mean, Leipzig were just incredible against Hertha Berlin. 6-0 win. Very, very impressive stuff indeed. RB Leipzig do have Club Brugge in the Champions League as well, so you'd expect them to probably win that game as well. So maybe the signs of things are starting to get a little bit better for Jesse Marsch and obviously the Leipzig fans as well. Leipzig are a very, very good team. You have to give them credit, but it's disappointing to see them start the season very, very slowly, but they are getting back to their flying best. VFL Bochum, I mean, at least they've managed to win a game, but that 0-0 draw with Stuttgart, again, I think they should have done something in that game. But you have to say, it's going to be a very interesting game, this one. It is an evening game as well. I'm going to go for a Leipzig win, and I think Leipzig will score another 4 past them. Leipzig 4, Bochum 0. I think Leipzig will be too strong for Bochum. And then we move into the Sunday games, and we have Mainz 05 versus Union Berlin. 1-win to Mainz, 1 draw, and that should be 3 wins, is it? Yeah, three wins to... Sorry, there have been actually only 4 meetings between these two. It is 1-win to Mainz, 1 draw, 2 wins to Berlin. The last result was a 1-0 win to Mainz. Well, Mainz coming off the back of a 1-0 defeat to Bayer Leverkusen. Not much between these two sides, it has to be said, but just that little bit of quality did beat Mainz. But you have to say Mainz have had a very, very good start to the season, and you would think that it would continue as well. Union Berlin, they had a very interesting result, actually. They got the 1-0 win. They finally got that win against Arminia Bielefeld. I mean, Arminia Bielefeld have been kind of in and out of games, but they managed to get that win, and it was a good win in the end for Union Berlin. Late goal to take the win there. But I look at Mainz and I look at their home form, and I just think Mainz, they've already beaten Leipzig there as well. So I'd expect them to have a bit of a scalp in this one. So I'm going to go for them to beat Union Berlin by 1-0. I think that'll be a 1-0 win as well. And then we got high-flying Bayern Munich against Eintracht Frankfurt. Draw specialists, of course. 3 wins to Munich and 2 wins to Frankfurt. The last result was a 5-0 win to Bayern Munich. I mean, Bayern Munich won 3-1 against Greuther Fürth, and I mean, they were down to 10 men. Obviously, Pavard got sent off. It probably is a red card. He's overstretched. He's managed to get the ball, but obviously the follow through has gone through, and it's probably a red card in that aspect. But red card or not, Bayern Munich did not need that, and a 3-1 win over Greuther Fürth, which was very, very good. Also, that was the first game in 19 Bundesliga games that Robert Lewandowski has failed to score as well. So very, very strange, very, very strange indeed. But no, Bayern Munich are an absolute fire. Eintracht Frankfurt, again, as I said, draw specialists. They're going to have to do something special to get a draw out of this one, because Bayern Munich are an absolute fire right now. Frankfurt did get a 1-1 with FC Köln, and in my honest opinion, I think they were lucky to get a draw. I thought FC Köln were the better team in that game. So this is not a very hard one to predict. I think Bayern Munich will win this one, and I think I'm going to go for them to batter Frankfurt. Going to go Bayern 5, Frankfurt 1. I think I'll give Frankfurt 1 just to be kind, but I think Bayern Munich will be too strong. I'm going 5-1 to Bayern Munich. And the final game to preview and predict is Arminia Bielefeld and Bayer Leverkusen. It is 1 win to Bielefeld, 2 wins to Leverkusen, and 2 draws. The last result was a 2-1 win to Leverkusen. Arminia Bielefeld nearly got a 0-0 with Union Berlin, but a very late goal did defeat them by a goal to 0. Stefan Ortega was fantastic again in the goal for Arminia Bielefeld, and you have to say that I think Arminia Bielefeld are going to try and get a win from somewhere. I did predict that. I did predict them to finish in that relegation, to be relegated this season. And yes, it's maybe too early to say, but it's still too early to say in this Bundesliga. Anything can happen, that is for sure. Bayer Leverkusen 1-0 against Mainz, very, very good win in the end, and they'll be hoping that win can boost them into this game. So, Looking at this one, I am going to go for a 2-1 win to Bayer Leverkusen, and I think that is what will happen. So that's what I think. So I'm going to go FC Köln 2, Greuther Fürth 0, Borussia Dortmund 3, Augsburg 1, Hertha 0, Freiburg 1, VFB Stuttgart 1, Hoffenheim 2, Wolfsburg 1, Monchengladbach 1, Leipzig 4, Bochum 0, Mainz 1, Union Berlin 0, Bayern 5, Eintracht Frankfurt 1, and Arminia 1, Bayer Leverkusen 2. So that's what I think. Now it is time to see what the Hattie thinks, and if I have a pen there as well. So to start things off, we have FC Köln against Greuther Fürth. Draw. That could be interesting, couldn't it? Could be very, very interesting, that one. Borussia Dortmund versus Augsburg. Home win. Yeah, I think I'd expect a home win in there. But Dortmund have slipped up in the past at home, but I don't see them being slipped up in this one. Hertha Berlin versus Freiburg. Home win. Interesting. I think Freiburg are the team that are definitely on form at this moment in time. VFB Stuttgart versus Hoffenheim. Another home win. Wow. Wow. Haven't had an away yet. This is very interesting. Borussia Monchengladbach versus... Wolfsburg versus Borussia Monchengladbach. Draw? Draw. Very interesting. Still not had an away win yet. RB Leipzig versus VFL Bochum. Ah, there we go. Away win. The hat thinks Bochum are going to go to Leipzig and win. Stranger things have happened. Mainz against Union Berlin. Home win. Yeah, I'd expect a home win for Mainz in that one. Bayern Munich against Eintracht Frankfurt. Imagine if that happened. Away win for Frankfurt Munich. Interesting. And finally we have Bielefeld versus Bayer Leverkusen. Home win. Well, Bielefeld do definitely need wins, but some interesting picks there. For the hat. So it's gone for a draw against Köln and Greuther Fürth, a home win for Borussia Dortmund against FC Augsburg, a home win for Hertha Berlin against Freiburg, a home win for Stuttgart against Hoffenheim, a draw between Wolfsburg and Borussia Monchengladbach, an away win for Bochum against Leipzig, very, very unlikely, but you never know, home win for Mainz against Union Berlin, an away win for Eintracht Frankfurt at Bayern Munich, and a home win for Arminia Bielefeld against Bayer Leverkusen. So that's what I think, that's what the hat thinks. It's over to you now, and we will see what happens. And I'll see you after the international break as well. Take care, bye-bye for now, enjoy the football. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss!